Finance Committee pertaining to the budget. Thank everybody for being here today. Ms. Adams is on remotely. I think you can see her. Dee Dee, can see her picture on our screen.
Yeah.
Oh. Good afternoon. Welcome to the special meeting of the Finance Committee to discuss the budget. We have full committee here. Ms. Adams is remote, and Dee Dee, we can actually see you, so if something comes up you don't like, wave your hands or whatever. But I think your audio and visual are both working. We don't have much formal presentations from the staff. This is mainly to answer any questions we may have, but also to have some committee votes to move the budget forward to the full council, which meets, let me get my calendar out, 17th, I think it is, which is in roughly a week and a half. It's not next Monday, but a week from next Monday. Let me say to anyone on the council, if you have any concerns with the budget, you please call me between now and the 17th. We'll see if we can take care of whatever your concerns may be. And that's to say, it's about a week and a half from now. With that, Mr. Test, do y'all have anything you want to present?
No, so we're fine. And we've had meetings with individual council members to answer a lot of questions that were really related more towards operational issues long-term. So we know there's a lot of strategic planning and pieces that are going to be put in place during the year that's going to be moving us forward. I will say, just for one item of clarity, that I was talking to the Mayor Pro Tem earlier today, just as a reminder, we have not added new agencies or items into the budget this year. This is really a flat, basic budget. So there are a lot of agencies out there I know that have needs and have requests that have not been funded in the past. And our intent is to take those up with council in the fall as a part of the new process for dealing with nonprofit agencies moving forward.
Thank you, sir. Any comments or questions for anyone on the Ms. McIntosh?
This is more a comment than a question, but I just want to say that I'm really happy with the direction and the philosophy of this budget. We're spending more on maintenance, less priority on new things to buy and have to maintain in the future. I do like the fact that we are paying our staff more, and to be the quality organization that we want to be, we have to pay our staff members more. And then finally, our transit system has been in need of a major redo for years and years, and we went out to find out how much it costs to have a good one. We found out, and I think we need to pay for it and have a good transit system. So I'm pleased with the general direction. Some questions about mechanics and things that I talked about with Scott, but for the most part, philosophically, I'm very much in favor of this budget.
Ms. Adams, I'll recognize you.
Yes, thank you, Chair Clark, members of the committee, mayor, staff. This budget is about holding the line and moving forward. You know, as the city manager said, and Councilmember McIntosh and Clark and Taylor, this budget is about paying our employees and compensating them accordingly and trying to bridge that gap. Right now, we're just trying to hold it in the road, as they say. Because last night I heard that Greensboro is going to $20 an hour, minimum wage. So this hopefully will get us on the path of where we need to be and to go as we move forward. This budget is not just about compensation. This budget is about replacing equipment, possible infrastructure on some of it, but ensuring that our employees and staff have all the necessary tools and equipment, fleet and whatever that they need to do their job for the citizens of Winston-Salem. Again, as Councilmember McIntosh said, this is about getting our transit system to a place where it's not just our citizens can appreciate it and feel, I just got something said I need to turn my volume up, that feel like our transit system, that we care about them, and that the federal government has kind of let us know that we need to do better and be better. Also, the thing about, again, the infrastructure and everything else that we need to do, the increases for water services and everything. We've heard nationally how people are struggling with such things basic as water. So I support this budget, and I look forward to working with staff going forward to pave a pathway to, as again, how to Winston-Salem continue to be better. And I know some people may not be satisfied with this tax increase, but again, if you look at, and what I ask the staff is, could you by Monday or next week in Finance Committee or committee present a matrix with the minimum wage in our benchmark cities that we work with, and that the 3 or 4 larger, smaller cities around us. Thank you so much.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Okay. Ms. Burke.
Thank you, Chair Clark. I just wanted to say, in regards to the budget, I'm always in favor of a budget that would pay our employees more and enable us to purchase the equipment that they need to use to do their jobs and provide the services to our citizens. But I do want to say that there is a perception, and I've talked to the city manager about this numerous times, including today. There is a perception in our city, whether it be true or false, that services are not equitable throughout the city. And we, included in this budget, I've spoken with him about how we can do better, and make sure that we are making certain that the city looks pretty much the same throughout. And when I say pretty much the same, there's no secret that in certain areas, certain wards, we have a lot of blight. We have a lot of illegal dumping. We have during the entire grass cutting season, high grass in areas where there are more rental properties. And we just have to find ways to address some of these issues. Another issue I've talked with the city manager about when it comes to high grass, how can we, if it's possible, to work on changing the policy so that it does not take as long to address high grass issues, because when they're brought to our attention from our constituents, the grass is already high. When we, the community assistance liaisons or code enforcement officers, find or identify these high grass issues, it's already an issue. But the process for waiting, going through the writing and informing the property owner, it just takes too long, and the grass sometimes is coming up to the windows on the house. So when I talked to the manager, he said he would check to see what we have as far as statutory authority to make any changes. Another issue that I brought to his attention that exists in mostly the same areas, tractor trailers just being parked on residential streets in residential communities. I get a lot of complaints about that. Even today when I was out with my assistant, I saw a tractor trailer truck just parked at what looked like an abandoned house. The grass again was up to the windows, and it was obvious that no one lived there. When we have tractor trailers parking in residential communities on residential streets, we have to remember that those trailers do a lot of damage to these roads. They help to cause the cracks that we see, the potholes that we see. And so if it's any way possible, I've talked to the manager about seeing if we can have some policy changes where this will be prohibited in our residential communities and residential streets. As I've been doing a little research, I have discovered that that they are allowed, that they are not allowed on some residential streets. They are not allowed in some residential communities, and I think we need to be equitable throughout. As we raise the property taxes, the vehicle privilege tax, the stormwater tax, and what's the other that, utilities. We have to remember there are citizens who want to see a return on their investment. And I think all citizens want to see a return on their investment, no matter where they live, no matter what their zip code is. So as I said, I've been talking to the city manager, and I'm going to let him speak to what we have been discussing, because I really ask for a city-wide cleanup campaign for our city. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Burke.
Just to follow up briefly, because we have talked about this and with council as a whole, and with our community survey. Community appearance and our solid waste collection is a key issue that's in the city, and one of those areas that we're going to focus some attention on this year on looking at how we can enhance those services. And just, I've told Ms. Burke, just drive around the city, as I do in different wards and different areas, there are issues all over the city that we want to beef up. And so a part of that is going to be informing the community and trying to get the community to help, because this is not an issue. We can clean up an area, and if everybody throws trash out there the next day, it's still going to look like litters all over it. So we've got to do a better job of convincing the community that we need to keep the appearance of our communities clean and our neighborhoods clean, and then working ourselves on trying to give people the right tools so that they can keep their communities clean. And that could take a variety of forms, and so that's we'll be spending more time working on those issues. A couple of the other ones, things like tractor trailers in neighborhoods. Typically, the state statutes talk about vehicles in terms of weight and length. And so we need to go back and look at what our authority is, and are we enforcing all of the authority that we have in terms of making sure that the community is getting what they want in terms of who's parking on the streets, and if there are certain areas that we shouldn't allow particular types of vehicles to be in. And high grass will be another one of those same issues. In code enforcement, we have to follow state statutes. So some of that might be going back to Raleigh to work on, can we get some changes in how the General Assembly looks at things, particularly if it's repeat offenders, so that if once we cited somebody and they keep doing it, not have to go through the full process, because many times those are absentee landlords and it's hard to find them. And so getting some procedures in place to help that, I hear council and the community loud and clear. That's what we want to work on.
Thank you. Excuse me, Ms. Burke, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Pate. One more thing I wanted to add. We did vote a couple of years ago on the budget to include money for a rapid response team and some equipment to go throughout the community to address the illegal dumping. And I just wanted to be noted that we're still waiting for the vehicles. We're still waiting for the trucks to be able to perform these services. And that's a long time. And when I talked with the manager today, he said it might be 6 or 7 more months before those trucks come in. But I did ask about once they do come in, we have a plan in place where to initially address these issues to help beautify and clean up our city, that we start this illegal dumping pickup on a weekly basis. So we do have money set aside. We do have vehicles that have been ordered, and hopefully we will see some improvement and our citizens will see a return on their investment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Burke. Mr. Merrill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to concur with Councilmember McIntosh that I believe you're on the right track here. I, like you, I know I've been contacted by a number of nonprofits asking for support, and I've talked to the city manager about most of those, and I like your idea of coming back this fall, looking at a broad brush of that. No, for instance, the NAACP is needing some help with their building, or headquarters building, but so I think we'll add that to the list.
Thank you. Mr. Mundy.
Thank you. I just want to echo what Councilmember Burke said, that there are lots of ways that we need to address some of these problems, but I'd like to offer a different solution or an additional solution that Councilmember McIntosh has brought up, but I don't know if you have recently. That is low-growing or slow-growing grasses, because it addresses the issue of getting out there faster, but it also reduces carbon footprint, reduces exhaust. So I don't know that we've taken a serious look at that, but maybe our Office of Sustainability could help. And as we're looking at campaigns like this, we've got to look at our drains as well, because those clogged up drains are contributing so much to stormwater.
Thank you. Any other comments? Mr. Larson.
Thank you for the budget. Particularly, I think we're addressing what is the number one request of the citizens, and that is the quality of our streets and roads in the city. And I certainly applaud the effort to give additional resources to improve our streets and roads. The quality of travel and the whole visual aspect of that to the city is important for a city of arts and innovation. What bothers me a little bit about all of this is we can have the best roads you can drive down, but if you're driving through a trash pit, it doesn't make much difference. So what I'm particularly concerned about is seeing if we can't continue to hit hard on graffiti and on litter and trash areas of the city. For beautification, we can take care of our own house, and we should be doing more of that. We have a new director now that will help us maybe develop some of our programs. So we've got some excellent programs on litter pickup and what have you, sponsorship of certain streets and areas. But I certainly would like to see us improve that aspect of what we're doing. So as we look at trying to allocate, for example, money, I'd like to see it particularly for graffiti abatement program more aggressive. Right now, I think we put the responsibility back on the homeowner. Somebody comes and targets your house with a graffiti, what they get as a response from the city is you have 2 weeks to clean it up or get fined for it. So it's a double whammy for the citizens who have nothing to do with the actual application of the graffiti, but are held responsible for the cost of the cleanup. And I ought to be maybe some mechanism that we can provide better assistance or at least better abatement, if not prevention, for that whole. I'm looking at the police department back here, and I know they got their hands full on this particular problem, but it's a continuing problem, and most municipalities have it. But that doesn't mean we can let up on it at all. If we're going to have to work on it if we're going to solve the problem. So I'd like staff to continue to pay attention to that, and particularly with funding for support of the abatement of the graffiti.
Thank you, sir. With that, I have got two groups of motions, and I'm going to read it and then ask for a committee member to make the motion in a second. And Ms. Carmen, I don't have the fancy language that you would normally provide. I know we'll have it Monday night, but I'm just going to read what I got and we'll go with that.
That's fine.
Okay, I'd like a motion to recommend the total budget as proposed and a tax rate of 72.5 cents.
Second. Committee.
Okay.
Be on the committee.
I'm sorry?
Committee member has to second it.
Sorry.
Second.
He moved it and I seconded it.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Adams, second by Ms. McIntosh, all in favor. Now, I don't know if we're voting by person or what are we doing here? Let's do a voice vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, that is approved. The second one, and I'm going to make this as one motion, we need a motion to, one, approve the capital plan as presented, two, approve the orders to collect property taxes, and two, approve the expenditures of the opioid funds.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion by Taylor, second by Adams. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Lastly, we will vote on this Monday night, but I do not need a motion, but just let kind of a preview for everybody. We'll be including a motion. Hang on a minute. Related to the various user fees and penalties and those type things which were presented during this. And also we'll have a motion about user fees as well. So all that'll be in the motions when we get here Monday night, for a week from Monday. We do have the regular finance committee meeting next week, as we do other committees. These special meetings, don't forget, we will still have our our usual. So the Finance Committee will meet this coming Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Anything else to bring before the board or the committee? If not, we will stand adjourned. Ms. Driver, can you hold 1 second? Thank you.